Welcome everyone to the SERL Hot Wheels Cup Series, Season 2, Race 24 at Silverstone Circuit, and just like we did in the truck race, we are going back in time all the way to 1957. And in 1957, this track was 2.927 miles, 8 corners, and last season, this track hosted an American Ethanol Series event, also late in the season, and that race, I remember that race having a good mixture of green flag runs, but also a lot of drama, and there were total 3 cautions, and I think that race did shake up the championship battle at the time in that series quite a bit. And I think that we could see the same thing today as we go around and around and around for a total of 18 laps. And overall, this track, in case you didn't know about this track is located in the UK, so we have a lot of UK fans watching this, thousands. And just overall, the atmosphere and just the feeling of this race for both the fans and the competitors, it's a feeling that is like no other. So I think that it's gonna be a fun one. And speaking of the championship picture, I mentioned last season's race in the American Ethanol Series. It did shake it up quite a bit, and I think that we could possibly see the same thing today. And after last week's race at Talladega, Arianna Parks survived everything, and she got a great finish. She is now the points leader once again after losing it several weeks ago, and she has I think it's a 23-point margin over second place in points, Abe Troxell. Abe Troxell, he did get involved in the first crash, but the thing is, he was able to survive the rest of the crashes, and even though it was not that great of a finish, he did survive and finish in front of his closest competitors in the championship picture, such as Carr Sinclair, who came into that race as the points leader, but by a few points over Arianna Parks, got involved in 2 crashes. The second crash ended his day, finishing outside the top 30. 4th place in points is Bubba Buchanan. Bubba Buchanan did survive the entire race, did not get involved in any wrecks, but he also did not finish that well. It was outside the top 10. That's why he's not higher up in points. In the 5th place guy in the points, that is the final driver in the picture, Cody Hagan. He's kind of he's kind of I would say he's just kind of reaching out at this point. I mean, there have been times where he's come so close to falling out of the picture, and I'm honestly surprised that he's actually still in the picture. And last week, it was just not a great day. DNF got involved in the big one and took a wild ride down the backstretch, flipping end over end over end. And so Cody Hagan, I think he's gonna need some serious luck if he's gonna have any shot at winning this championship. And so far, like to me, I think that if we are gonna have our champion, it's gonna be one of the 5 drivers that I just mentioned. I don't see anyone else. Luke Walker, Andrew Brandt, who by the way, Andrew Brandt won this event one season ago in the American Ethanol Series. Isaac Nichols, Austin Kennedy, Torn Dieter. I just can't see anyone. I think it's too late in the season. And I guess a couple other last notes as I show you the starting lineup. So in that American Ethanol Series race, veterans that finished in the top 10 that are in this series: Andrew Brandt, Garrett Sinner, Eric Almahart, Peter Saviano, Daniel Voiles, Austin Kennedy. So look out for those drivers. They might, if they can get themselves up to the front, they might get some really great finishes or maybe even contend for a win. Here is the rest of the field. And I think that's pretty much it. So now let's get these cars rolling out for the first time ever at Silverstone Circuit. This weekend also marks as the final road course weekend for all 3 series. And so this makes it the last road course event of the SERL Season 2 ever. And anyway, so we're about ready to get the green flag in just a second. As we go into the final corner, the pace car pulls down to the right, and here we go. On the pole, Biff Crafton. He becomes the 22nd different pole winner in 24 races. Alongside of him, Johnny Mills. Here we go. The green flag is out at Silverstone. Here we go down into the first corner. This is a trouble spot based on the event last season in the American Ethanol Series. It's where we see a lot of hooking. Did everyone get through it? No. Oh no, we didn't. Hey, Troxell! 2nd place in points. Connor Breeden. Let's see. Oh my goodness, that's really gonna hurt Abe Troxell a lot in the points. Okay, for a second, I thought they were 3 wide, but I guess they are not. Anyway, oh my goodness, Biff Craft and Arianna Parks get out of shape. Here comes O'Neil Bavin to the inside of not on the inside, the outside. But he ducks back in line. And so already we have had our first crash, and it came in the area that like I just said. Turn number 1 is a trouble spot. Another area that's also a trouble spot, it's this corner right here. This corner can be a trouble spot because the thing is often your car likes to sway back to the right. Looks like everyone got through that corner. Abe Troxel, I think they are. Okay, Abe Troxel's in the garage. Connor Bryan, he has a ton of damage. He's just limping around to the garage. But already, our first caution is out, and our leader back to the start finish line is Johnny Mills. So he will lead all of his caution laps, and now let's take a look and see what happened. We don't normally see this in the SERL, but I actually think this all started when the car started rolling out, because look at this. The last several drivers, the last several rows had a hard time catching up, and right here, as we go into the first corner, once the green flag's waved, it doesn't matter what you do before the start finish line. You can do whatever you want, and so Abe Troxel went to the inside. Connor Bryan and Nick Smith decided to make a 3 wide entering the corner. And this was the only spot in the racetrack where they were 3 wide. And right here, look at Pierre Saviano just behind Abe Troxel. He gets into Abe Troxel, down into Connor Bryan, into Austin Kennedy and Nick Smith, but those 2 were able to save it. And both drivers, Abe Troxel, never mind. Both drivers did go upside down. And Abe Troxel, he went end over end over end. And for Abe Troxel, I think this crash is gonna take him out of the championship picture unless something bad happens to the rest of the drivers in the picture. So in that case, it was a great run for Abe Troxel, and now let's go on board some drivers. This is what you sometimes get when you start in the back. Let's go on board Connor Bryan. I don't think it was entirely his fault, but I think that Pierre Saviano probably should expect a conversation between him and Connor Bryan, between him and Abe Troxel, and maybe a few other drivers after this wreck. Because it really felt like that it's just way too early to do stuff like this. Abe Troxel will finish dead last, and Connor Bryan will soon join him. And so now that leaves us with just 40 drivers on the lead lap. And so already, the first driver that was in the picture entering and speak is already out of the race. Will others join him? Let's find out. Anyway, exiting turn number 8, Johnny Mills leads us back to the green flag. Let's see if anyone can challenge him. Biff Crafton, I think he's looking. Well, let's take a look. Oh, 3 way behind here, and there we go again! And this time involves Arianna Parks! Arianna Parks now has damage. Another caution. Right here. Whoa! Clippy cannon. Oh, Car Sinclair! Car Sinclair has damage! Oh no! Car Sinclair for the second week in a row, and he is smoking, so it looks like his day is over. Once again, another caution. And Arianna Parks in 5, I think you can see some damage on the front end of her car. She might have to come down to the pits. So currently, as of right now, our top 3 in points all have had issues. Oh my goodness! It looks like William Before and Torn Deere also got some damage in that as well. But once again, another caution. Oh, Austin Kennedy. I think he was the other driver involved in that. I believe, or maybe that was a separate incident. Anyway, is Biff Crafton going to make a move? I think he's not. I think he's going to wait until later. But look at who's in 3rd place. Bubba Buchanan, 4th place in points. He could possibly be our points leader with the trouble that the top 3 points have had. But anyway, now let's get an instant replay and see what exactly happened. They go 3 wide. Kevin Saunders to the inside of Arianna Parks, and then Arianna Parks sees a hole. But look at this. Look at this right here. Look at all the room that Arianna Parks has right here, and she did not use that. I think that was why this crash happened, because she wasn't thinking smart enough. And so Arianna Parks gets into William Bedford down into Kevin Saunders, and to me, I think that for Arianna Parks, I think it has to do a little bit with the lack of experience. This is her first time ever coming to this racetrack. But anyway, so once those three get together, uh, um, she she eventually keeps on hitting William Bedford until he spins right in front of Cameron Blake, and then as it plays up in real time, look at this. Clip, First Clippy Can hits Cameron Blake, and then Carson Sinclair has nowhere to go. Isaac Nichols gets a piece of it. Elder Mills also got a piece of it. I don't know what happened to Torn Dieter. Torn Dieter got hit from Pierce Aviana. And then Carson Sinclair. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Nick Smith also got some damage, but look at this. Okay, we're gonna have to rewind this a little bit here. So Cliffy Can, he was a slower car. That's understandable. So Austin Kennedy checks up, and then Elder Mills, I don't know what he was doing. He kind of just dumped him. That's all I can really think about. And then Austin Kennedy, and the reason why he went over, well, look at this. Darn it. There's no good angles. It's here somewhere. Look at this. This right here is a hill right before you hit the tire barrier. So when you go over that hill, there's a good chance your car will get in the air and in this case go upside down. And so that's why Austin Kennedy did flip. And now let's go on board some drivers. The question that we won't have an answer until we go back live is how badly will this affect Arianna Parks in the points? For Carter Sinclair, these past several weeks have been like a roller coaster. Winning a race, now leading the points, becoming the points leader, and then falling out of the points. And I think just like Faye Proxo, him being involved in this crash and having a lot of damage, it could ruin any chance he has of winning this championship. If Clint Buchanan had not had hit Carl, then I don't think we would be talking about Carson Sinclair and being involved in this wreck. We might have actually been talking about the amazing record points Carson Sinclair had. Sometimes at road courses, in order to survive, you have to be in the right place at the right time, and that is where Payne Keys, who by the way won the truck race earlier this weekend at Bridgehampton, was. It's been a pretty good week for Daniel Voiles, winning the American Ethanol Series event at Road America yesterday, but he also had a pretty cool record points when he escaped it going right through the middle. Okay, so the list you see right here, this isn't exactly the correct list, but the thing is, it will be corrected once we take the green flag. So, the drivers that should be out of the race, or the new additions: Austin Kennedy, Cameron Blake, and Carson Sinclair. So for the second race in a row, Carson Sinclair, who was the points leader entering Talladega, once again another DNF. And actually, right here we see Austin Kennedy, William Bedford, Torn Dieter, Kevin Saunders, and now our points leader Arianna Parks. It's now these past two crashes, they really have changed up the current points battle. I don't know, but the thing is, I think that it will all come down to where Arianna Parks finishes and where Bubba Buchanan finishes. I think that will decide our points leader. Anyway, let's see if we can get a green flag run this time. Here we go. Johnny Mills leads us back. Okay. Cole Buchanan also enters the garage. It looks like his day will also be on as well. My goodness. Okay, this time everyone got through turns 1 and 2, but now let's see if the same thing can be said about the rest of the corners. As right there, they use the rumble strip. Blank Keys in the 78 does, and right here. Okay, so. Okay, so the top two have pulled away from everyone else, and here comes Bill Crafton looking like he might be able to pass Johnny Mills in just a second. As look at that great crowd on hand to see these drivers go by. I really feel like I really feel like what does make this road course a fun challenge is I feel like that it's kind of like a little like old style, in my opinion. And it's also pretty fast for a road course, unlike the road course we went to yesterday, Road America, where it takes a little more than two where it takes a little more than 2 minutes. This one is about a minute less, which may not sound like a lot for these fans, but for these drivers, it can sometimes feel like eternity when you're in that race car. And so we still have the top two pulling away from the rest of the field, but now this time it looks like Johnny Mills is starting to pull away just a little bit. Bubba Buchanan in third place, but we have seen O'Neal Balvin try to make a pass. Behind him, the 43 of Riley Smith, Andrew Brand the 10, the winner in the race a season ago, as he tries to make a pass on Riley Smith, Andrew Gorman, Cameron Garlington, Eric Almerhart, and Blaine Keys. That is your top 10. Behind them, Lisa Gonzalez, Charles Belding, Justin Tompus, and Cody Hagan, who in the previous show I was kind of like, he's done. It looks like that's not really the case anymore, as he picks up another spot. With the troubles of Arianna Parks, Abe Troxell, and Carr Sinclair, he might possibly. I don't think he's gonna be. I don't think he'll be our points leader. But to me, I think that. I think that he'll definitely be closer. And right here, the field is for the most part pretty single file. And to me, the way he passed on this racetrack is that I would say that pretty much almost every single corner you can make a clean pass. But to me, you gotta get like it's like this. You got to exit the corner grade, which will help you on the straightaways, and then if you're good on the straightaways, you'll be able to set up a pass in the corners. Riley Smith. Riley Smith gets by Blaine Keys, and up front, it looks like the gap has pretty much stayed the same. Sorry, I have the hiccups. O'Neal Babin in the 35, Andrew Brand the 10. Let's see, the first time, no wait, not the first time, the second time the series went to a road course this season, which was which was an older version of Sonoma Raceway, or at that time it was called Sears Point 2000. Andrew Brandt went on to lead every single lap and win that race. So to me, I do think that Andrew Brandt is definitely a good road racer. I don't. Do you know what? I have the strange feeling that I think we're going to go green the rest of the way. And pretty much just like at every single road course, I don't think we're going to have the fear of lap traffic. Anyway, it's 3 right here. Whoa! My guess, I think Alan Souza and Payne Keys made a little bit of contact, and that's going to allow Dale Scott to go to the inside. Whoa! My goodness! Alan Souza sideways. Is that going to bring out a caution? So Alan Souza goes around. He's gonna lose a ton of ground. But did that bring out a caution? No caution is out. Smart move. But and so we stay green. But anyway, we've seen this a lot this weekend at both road courses, Bridgehampton and Road America, where it was like this. I think the leader probably had the clean air advantage, but to me, it felt like a second place car was gonna be able to get by the leader. But the thing is, it just never happened. Is that gonna be the same for Bill Crafton, who has yet to win a race this season, and I believe hasn't won a race in a long time in this series? I don't know. I think that unless we have a restart, I can't see Bubba Buchanan getting by these two. But I also think that with the troubles of Arianna Parks, A. Troxell, and Carter Sinclair, Bubba Buchanan, he might just he might just want to sort of relax and try to be a little conservative, because I think that if Bubba Buchanan does get a little too aggressive, And to me, he could join. He could join. Where he could join the positions that Arianna Parks, Car Sinclair, and Amy Troxel currently are, which is either behind the wall or towards the tail end of the field. Speaking of Arianna Parks, where is she? She hasn't really been able to make up a whole lot of ground. Uh, and side by side for round 30, if we have Elgin Mills and Pierce Avignano, two drivers that have already caused trouble today. Jim Kelly tries to get around Elgin Mills. But let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's use our was it? Oh yeah, our running order to see. Oh well, to see to take a look at the distance, or in fact, let's use the helicopter. Is there any corner that Big Crafton or Johnny Mills uh, seems to excel at? Well, anyway, I think this is turn number 5, I believe. Turn number 4, turn number 5. Johnny Mills, he did pull away slightly that time. But let's just see. Oh, Big Crafton, he drove it in. He drove it in a little deep that time, and I think he did close it in a little bit. So here we go through turn number 7. I think that's turn number 7, and now down into the final corner, turn number 8, under the bridge. Let's see. Johnny Mills, he did get a little bit out of the groove, and I think that caused Crafton to close in just a little bit. What was the gap? Oh, 19 100ths. So Crafton did actually gain that time. Okay, so right here, it looks like Johnny Mills. It looks like Johnny Mills does indeed succeed at these sort of like kinks, but I think Big Crafton does do a better job in sort of the harder braking zones. But one thing is for sure, these two just cannot seem to get away from each other on the racetrack. And Johnny Mills in the 48, he's probably one of the when I think back to the entire season, I think it's probably one of the biggest surprises with him so good so early. In fact, I think he was the points leader. He was the points leader, and I think he was over a full race after his second win of the season at Indianapolis. But then from there, it all just went downhill, and all went downhill, and it all went downhill very fast. He's outside the top 30 in points, I believe. And to me, it's just like interesting how this happened. And a couple of weeks ago, sorry, I forgot about the 10-minute time limit. But anyway, as I was saying, so I think that a couple weeks ago after Dover, Johnny Mills got Matt Townley eliminated from the championship, and so I think at this point, what Johnny Mills really wants to do is just finish off these one of these final few races with a win. I think to me that's all he would like to see. Anyway, meanwhile, in the back of the field, Andrew Gorman got a little sideways into the grass, and Blank Keys makes a pass, and look at Cameron Gallatin on the inside trying to make a pass. That's not the preferred groom, but I think that but I think Andrew Gorman actually might have held up the field. Here comes Cameron Gallatin to the inside of Andrew Gorman, this time on the preferred lane, and he does complete the pass. Now here comes Raleigh Smith in the 43. Andrew Gorman will have the preferred lane right there. As actually in that part of the racetrack, they actually use part of the newer asphalt. Anyways, so the gap this time, it was kept up by 1/100. So it seems like on some laps, Johnny Mills is able to pull away, but on other laps, Big Crafton is able to close in. So this will be interesting. This might come down until the final lap of the race. But it also looks like that possibly as we get down to the later stages of the race. But Buchanan, he might actually have some company. Here comes Andrew Brand in the 10, who I guess several laps ago got by O'Neal Balvin. And now he's going to set his sights on Buchanan. I don't think Andrew Brandt is going to win this race. Is going to win this race, but to me, if he's going to have any shot at all, he's going to need the caution to come out like right now, which I just can't see happening. And so once again, the gap has pretty much stayed. We'll have to see. It looks like Johnny Mills is going to be able to pull away this time. So it looks like that. It might be even like 4 or 5 tenths of a second. Wow, Johnny Mills got out the final corner really great. It might be over. It might be over for Crafton or Johnny Mills. I think even though that Johnny Mills, his crew chief is possibly telling him like you're pulling away. I think Johnny Mills probably does. I don't know if he actually cares about that stat. His goal is to just try to get away. Is to try to get away from him, and he wants to pull away much more bigger than what he's ever done before this entire race. Which it just simply doesn't look like it's possible. I think that in order for Bill Crafton to close in even more and get by Johnny Mills, I think Johnny Mills is going to have to make a mistake. I think that's the only way Bill Crafton is going to have a chance. And meanwhile, while we have a battle for first, we now have a battle for third placer here between Andrew Brandt and Buchanan. O'Neal Balvin, it looks like he's going to get a nice top 5. Blaine Keys in the 78, Cameron Garlington, Lisa Gonzalez, Riley Smith, and Cody Hagan, who has now gotten himself into the top 10 and actually moving forward. So it looks like at this stage might actually be even better than what I expected for Cody Hagan in this 22 team. Austin Kennedy, it looks like Austin Kennedy is about half a track behind Andrew Brandt, and with only one more left to go, Andrew Brandt, he's not going to have any worries at all when it comes to anyone else, with the exception of Biff Crafton. And overall in the point standings, this is going to be a very disappointing day for Arianna Parks. I believe, let's see, Bobby Buchanan needs to finish more than I think he needs to finish more than 27 spots. And currently with Arianna Parks in what, 34th position, yeah, and Bobby Buchanan third. I think Bobby Buchanan is actually going to be our points leader, I believe. And Cody Hagan is also going to be able to close in a little bit anyway. Here we go. White flag. One more up to go. Here it is. Last time, Bill Crafton, he did cut the gap. So Bill Crafton, he's there, but will he be able to do it? He's really going to have to nail these corners. Is something wrong with Johnny Mills? Here we go. On the bumper. Can Johnny Mills pull away, or is Bill Crafton going to close? I think the gap has stayed the same. Johnny Mills a little out of shape at that time. So here we go. Down into turn number. I think this is turn number 5. This could be where the race is won or lost. Crafton, it looks like he just can't seem to make the pass. And Johnny Mills, he was able to pull away a little bit that time. Can he get to turn number 6? Okay, Bill Crafton, he's there. He's going to have to hope that something bad happens to Johnny Mills in these final 2 corners. Turn number 7. And here we go. Turn number 8. Out of turn number 8. Look, out of turn number 8, or coming into turn number 8, Johnny Mills is gonna see the checkered flag, and he will get his 3rd one of the season. And it comes at Silverstone, as I totally missed the flyby. Okay, so here we go. So Bubba Buchanan, 3rd place, Andrew Brandt, 4th, O'Neal Balvin, 5th, Blaine Key, 6th, Cameron Garlington, 7th, Lisa Gonzalez, 8th, Riley Smith, 9th, and Cody Hagan, 10th. And so overall, while the race started out wacky, and while it didn't finish as wacky. In fact, it was kind of common, maybe a little bit boring. But anyway, so overall, this race, it's gonna the face of the championship picture is going to completely it's going to completely be revised. And now let's get to pit road, where we will soon celebrate Johnny Mills' win. And here's the standing. So overall, how are things going to look in the points heading to Las Vegas? Well, I think Bud Buchanan should be our points leader. I think that Arianna Parks will probably be. I think Arianna Parks will probably be second place in points. I think that, and I think that Cody Hagan should be third place in points. But like I said, I don't know yet. And possibly, I think Abe Troxel might possibly fall out of the picture along with Carter Sinclair, maybe. And as far as anyone else, well, sixth place in points was Luke Walker. He finished 21st. Seventh place in points, Andrew Brandt. He did finish fourth, and while he did, and while and while and while Bubba Buchanan or Cody Hagan didn't finish terribly, I think Andrew Brandt, I think he is going to close in a little bit on maybe not on maybe not being able to win the championship, but but but. But I think Andrew Brandt could possibly put himself in a position to maybe finish inside the top five in points. But by the time the season is over, it's overall for him a very nice recovery after struggling the first several weeks or first few weeks. But anyway, that is Silverstone for you. And, and, and as I said, next week it's Las Vegas, and Las Vegas for all three series. In all three series, I'm going to get into a lot more about the championship picture, because that is the second to last race of the season, and I think at the racing at Las Vegas for all three series, I think it's going to be interesting. I think in that race, I think that we could see a lot of lead changes, pack racing, and to me, that's going to be the race where where the championship is either won or lost. It really just depends on how the race goes and where the drivers in all three series in the championship picture finish. Anyway, I would like to thank you for watching this race. Be sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and bye. Congrats to Johnny Mills.